3 years. It took three. I waited 3 years for this movie, and I have to say, it mostly lived up to the hype. I have to say, overall, I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed it. Not to say that I had some problems with it, but overall, I did enjoy the movie. I really did. It got some things right. It got some things like there's some things happened in this movie that I did not expect was going to happen, and it was just. Before I go on spoilers, this is going to be filled with spoilers. The movie came out like a month ago. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you're probably never going to see it. Oh my god! But I had to see the movie multiple times so I could really get how. Because when I first saw it, I'm like, I don't know what to think, and I saw it again, and I had to see it again, and I finally got my head around it, and I was like, okay, now I got some things that I liked, there's some things I hate overall, but I think overall I really enjoyed this movie. I did not think this movie deserved like a what 20, 25, 22 on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, really? I mean, there are some. The movie is flawed for sure, but really 22? My God, and it's really puzzling. And it, from what I know, the movie's making gangbusters, making a lot of money in the box office, and it's insane. It already surpassed Man of Steel. Right now they're shooting Justice League right now, which I can't wait for. All right, but right now I'm gonna say what I liked about the film, what I disliked about the film. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, the good things about this movie. One of the good things about this movie was let me just start with this. Was Batman. Ben Affleck was Batman. As Batman, I should say. I loved him as Batman. I loved the direction he took with it, or him and Zach. I loved the direction they took with Batman. This has to be the most ruthless, violent Batman I've seen on the big screen. Minus Michael Keaton. Well, this was more ruthless than Michael Keaton. And I loved how damaged he was. I loved his dialogue, for one. And I love how his dialogue really sets up his character. Because one of the complaints about this movie, well, one was Batman, is that he kills a lot of people. I think they're over-exaggerating when he says he kills lots of people, but he does kill some people. And I'm fine with it. The reason why I'm fine with it is because in this version, they set him up as this Batman that's been around for a while. For a while, I mean, for a very, very long time. He's been Batman for 20 years. He's damaged. He lost a lot of good people. Robin died. Gotham is still shit. Everything he's done, his parents have died in vain. You know, that's how he feels in the movie. Everything he's done has amounted to nothing. And now Superman has come down and now just pushes it over the edge. I think he was pushed over the edge before Superman arrived, but Superman's arrival kind of it's a final nail in the coffin, I should say. And I loved, and it brought us to a place that we haven't seen before in the big screen. Sure, we've seen this kind of Batman in the comics before, but not in the big screen. And what I loved is how in this movie, Batman goes over the limits, and Alfred actively pushes against that. Where for example, there was one scene where Bruce was, before he fights Superman, he was saying, "This is maybe the only thing I'll ever do that matters." And then Alfred replies, "So what? You saving people? It doesn't matter." And then he basically, Bruce replies, and I'm paraphrasing, "Criminals are like weeds. If you pull one out, more would just pop up." You know, I'm paraphrasing, but I love that because it really sets up, and you basically buy him killing, because it really sets up this dark, broken, violent Batman. It really sets up, you really buy that, damn it, this guy could actually go over the limit. And that's what I loved. And a lot of people really hate that aspect of it. And it's weird, because these are the same people that liked Michael Keaton's Batman. And how many people he killed. It was It's insane, and it was really jarring. Michael Keaton's Batman. Look, I loved Michael Keaton's Batman, but it's also really jarring. Like he throws a grenade at one point, and there's one point you start smiling. It was an you when he does that, people are like, oh, he's the definitive Batman. Michael Keaton's the best Batman. And yet this movie really sets up this character so well, and you're saying he sets up this character, not giving an excuse, but makes you buy that this guy could actually kill. And yet it's bad. Oh, he kills people. Oh, he uses guns. Oh, I'm like, oh my god, I can never. Yeah, he's one of the Ben Affleck's Batman is one of the best parts of this movie. I will admit, when he was first cast, like the first 2 days, I was like, what are they kidding me? But then I stopped thinking over it, and then I remembered the lines they used at Comic-Con, The Dark Knight Returns. I'm like, yeah, I think he can actually do it. And guess what? He did it, and he's absolutely the best part of this movie. And I also really liked Superman in this movie. I liked how they're still progressing his character, and I like seeing him still dealing with stuff. That's what I like about it. In this movie, I liked how he's still struggling on what to do next. He's still hesitant on what to do next. What I mean by that is, because in the movie, there are some scenarios that Superman had to face in this movie, right? Where if he reacts too late, people die. And he reacts too soon, people fear him and may also die. So no matter what he does, there's still a bad outcome. I mean, even there's a good result, there's still something bad still is going to happen. Like, for example, in the beginning of the movie, where I think Lois Lane was in Africa. Superman comes and he saves Lois Lane, right? But he kind of... I'm not sure if he punches or he flies a guy through a wall, right? And he flies a guy through a wall, and the end result of that, yes, he saves Lois Lane, and at the end of that, people starts to fear him. And that's why I like that they carry the same themes from Man of Steel to this movie, where every action has consequence for Superman. And even though he tries to do good, there's still a bad outcome. Every time he tries to do good, people either fear him or people end up dying. What I mean by people end up dying is that in the courtroom case where he has to come in and ask for his crimes, he reacted too late, and at the end result, people died. And there was a beautiful scene where he's engulfed by this flames, and he looks depressed. He looked fucked, like fucking didn't act sooner. But in the beginning of the movie, he acted rashly and people feared him and died. And in this case, he acted too late and people died. So there's no win-win. And it's realistic, and that's what I loved. Seeing Superman overcome and endure this trial. And seeing him grow to the Superman we will eventually know. That's what really excites me. That's what I really liked. And I loved Henry Cavill's performance as Superman in this movie. But I will admit, he had a lot more to do in Man of Steel. That's why I liked his characterization more in Man of Steel. But in this one, I liked how it progressed. But I wish there would have been more of him, in my personal opinion. That's why I absolutely loved Gal Gadot. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I loved her as Wonder Woman. But I knew going straight in that she was just going to be a cameo. So you're not going to see lots of her. They're not going to flush out her character more. I already knew that going in, that she's going to be a cameo. And the scenes that she's in, I loved. There was a couple of scenes that she felt a little wooden. The way she delivered her dialogue was in. There was this one scene where her, Batman and Superman, they were in the same scene, and she was saying something about... She said something along the lines of that creature somehow controls energy or feeds on energy. The way she delivered it was... But overall, I really did enjoy it. And I loved the cameos. I love the Flash's one. Aquaman's one I liked. I just didn't like the whole when he was holding the staff, he was moving back and forth. It looked weird. If it was me, it would just show the eyes and him just, not fly out of there, but swim out of there, but breaking through the sound barrier underwater. That part was awesome. I loved it. Didn't like Cyborg's one that much. It would look too CGI to me. But overall, it did its purpose, and I absolutely loved that part of the movie. Okay, what I didn't enjoy about this movie. Okay, I didn't overall, I did enjoy this movie, but there was some. My main problem with this movie is not. It's not the story, it's not the tone, it's the way it was structured. That was partially not. Yes, the way it was structured, and also just some things were missing in this movie for me, and they didn't fully achieve what they wanted to do. For example, all right, the movie. I loved the first 20 minutes of the movie, and I loved the last 45 minutes of the movie. But in between them, that section, it was a mess. The scenes were choppy. The scenes were arranged weird ways. There were some scenes that did not need to be there. They didn't build up the anger between Batman and Superman. It didn't build. It got the surface right. You understand. Okay, I get where he's coming from. I get where Superman was coming from, where Batman was coming from. But they didn't build up to that. There wasn't any dialogue between them two to where they both could hash out why they both hate each other so much, and then the fight. It was just okay. Bruce Wayne sees his tower fall. Superman doesn't like what Batman's doing, and then boom, they fight. And it was just it was not fulfilling. It was not a great build up to the fight. If you've seen the movie, when you see the movie, it wasn't really Superman didn't engage the fight because he didn't even engage the fight at all. But he didn't engage. They both didn't fight because Superman was like, I have to take you in. It was like, oh, I need your help. My mom was kidnapped, which is fine. But then prior to that scene, the build up was not that good. And like I said, there were some scenes that just did not need to be there. Like, look, I absolutely love Kevin Costner. I really do. But that scene did not need to be there. That was a throwaway scene in my honest opinion. It did not need to be there. It was the thing with this movie, or in that section of the film, the pacing was too quick. It went by too quick. I don't want to say you, but me personally, it went by too quick. It didn't give me enough time to absorb what's going on. Thus, I became bored. I was just bored, and I did doze off. Like I didn't doze off. I was like, 2 seconds, like my eyes closed, and I woke, and then, I'm like, shit, I was about to fall asleep then, because it was boring. That's the thing. That middle section, it was boring. And the whole scenes. It was like, how can I explain it? It was out of order. It was out of order, and there's some scenes that did not need to be there. They need to remove that Kevin Costner scene. And hell, they could have added that communion scene. That communion scene built up, made it. That communion scene, the deleted scene that Warner Brothers released, it actually gave you the reason why Lex Luthor acted all crazy at the end, like ding 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 ding, while Kevin Costner it did not need to be there. And what I meant, I'm going into detail what I meant when I said there were scenes that felt out of order, because, like, for example, I'm going to give the nightmare sequence. In the movie, Bruce Wayne was using the computer, right? Then the nightmare sequence happened, and then the Flash. It felt weird when I was like, really? Really? If it was me, I would have done Bruce Wayne using the computer, then the Flash, then the nightmare sequence. You could easily just said the Flash just sent him a dream through the Speed Force or some shit, It was that disjointed thing was weird, and the whole scene where Bruce Wayne was invited to this party, right? Lex Luthor's party. Before that scene happens, he looked at the suit, then he looked at the Robin suit, and then he left. They could easily just either cut that scene out or place it somewhere different. Like, just cut both that scene out. Then he just goes immediately towards the party. Then when Bruce was about to suit up and go find the krypton where they stashed the kryptonite on that truck, at that scene where he's staring at the bat suit, then it shows us he goes, oh, it's about to go on. It's about to happen. Or at that scene, not that scene, but the Robin suit, when he looks at the Robin suit before he fights Superman, you know, just to remind him what Batman's fighting for. It's just the way that scene was played. It was weird. I didn't like that. And I also didn't like, I mentioned I liked the Easter eggs, but I did not like, it was weird how Wonder Woman was viewing it. Would it make more sense to Bruce Wayne to look at it, to view it? You know, he already has all this information in his hard drive. It would make more sense that after the nightmare sequence, he would view all those metahumans. Like, holy shit, there's more people out there. It was weird that how he sent that image towards Wonder Woman and then she was viewing it. It was weird. It would have flowed better if Bruce Wayne was viewing all of that. And then would made more sense that at the end he would be like, we need to stand together. We need to find all those people. We need to form the Justice League. You know, that sort of stuff. And it was one of the consequences of this movie going at a rapid pace. Because it was like, after that nightmare sequence scene, after the Flash thing happened, Bruce Wayne was like, all right, now it's back to looking for the kryptonite. It was weird. It was like, you would think it would just talk to Alfred. Alfred, I saw a guy screaming at me through some white tunnel and he's wearing some red armor. What's going on? You know, it was weird. that middle sections, oh my god. You could tell that there was some scenes that were cut for time. It was like, we need to cut this movie because it was too long. It was, oh my god. That middle, I really hated the middle part of the movie. Oh god. It was edited weird. They didn't build up the rivalry properly, and oh god. Lex Luthor, I don't know how I feel about him. I mean, I liked where he was. I loved Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor for some parts of the movies, and I hate him on other parts, because in some other parts he was over exaggerating. Like, it was weird. I liked it when he was calm and manic, but in the next minute he was just like this crazy, weird, crazy kind of guy. It made sense for him to go crazy at the end because he was talking to apparently a Steppenwolf in the deleted scene. But it was still weird. It was still weird nonetheless. But overall, I did enjoy this movie, and I think it's a strong start for the DC Extended Universe. I hope they keep the tone that they're going for, because I like the tone that they're going for. I like the world that they're building. And I'm really, really can't wait to see the Ultimate Cut. I hope the Ultimate Cut explains more, flushes out more, because Zach already said there's some teasers of Justice League, so I cannot wait for the Ultimate Cut. I am seriously gonna buy that. But yeah, overall, I did enjoy this movie, and I don't think it deserved the 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. That was just too low. That was just stupid in my opinion. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and peace.